When peace wears the armor of war, who really stands for justice? In the heart of the Middle East, the skies over Iran lit up once again, not with fireworks of celebration, but with the fire of missiles. Today, June 17th, 2025, marks yet another devastating chapter in the escalating tensions between Israel and Iran. And once again, the world watches, divided and hesitant. But to understand what happened today, we must peel back the layers of propaganda and see things as they are: targeted killing or political execution. In a brazen airstrike over Tehran, Israel claimed responsibility for the assassination of Ali Shadmani, one of Iran's most senior military leaders. This act wasn't just a strategic move, it was a symbolic beheading of Iran's military leadership. Shadmani had recently stepped into a role left vacant by another slain commander. For Israel, this is war tactics. For Iran, it is a targeted execution strike against their sovereignty and dignity. Civilians awoke in the middle of the night to sirens, glass-shattering blasts, and the unbearable uncertainty of survival. A pattern of aggression disguised as defense. Israel's justification, self-defense. But what began as counter-terror rhetoric has now transformed into full-scale offensives across Iranian soil. Key infrastructures, military depots, nuclear research sites, even media facilities have been bombed. Some strikes reportedly came from US-provided intelligence, deepening questions about the West's true intentions. This isn't defense, it's domination. Civilians in the crossfire. Thousands of Iranian families have fled Tehran today. Supermarkets are empty. EMAs are jammed. Gas stations are overrun. Fear and chaos grip the capital. Hospitals have reported dozens injured, including women and children. This isn't a surgical military operation. It's collective punishment under the shadow of global silence. Iran responds, not with silence, but resistance. By midday, Iran launched a retaliatory strike over 400 drones and missiles aimed at military targets inside Israel. Iran's official statement was clear. This was not a declaration of war, but a legitimate act of self-defense. The result: 24 Israeli casualties, several installations damaged. Iran's response wasn't erratic, it was calculated. Not a show of power, but a reminder. Sovereignty is not negotiable. The cyber battlefield, another front line. Just hours before the physical attacks, Iran suffered a massive cyber strike that paralyzed several national banks. All signs point to Israel's covert digital warfare group, known as Predatory Sparrow. For Iran, this is more than an inconvenience, it's economic terrorism. When banks freeze, the common man suffers. And that is where true war crimes begin. World reaction, silence, or selective sympathy. While the G7 issued a generic call for peace, not one Western leader directly condemned the Israeli strikes. Instead, they continue to demand that Iran de-escalate. The irony: the country under attack is being asked to stand down. Meanwhile, former U.S. President Donald Trump made headlines again. "We won't kill Iran's supreme leader for now," he warned, before encouraging civilians to evacuate the capital. If that's not a threat, what is? Is this the diplomacy of a superpower, or a schoolyard bully issuing ultimatums? Iran's reality: a nation on defense, not offense. Iran is no angel. But today, it is not the aggressor. It is the besieged, a country whose leaders are being hunted, whose people are being displaced, and whose sovereignty is under siege both physically and digitally. Every drone Iran launches is a desperate shout to the world: we will not kneel. And yet, international media continues to frame Iran's defensive actions as reckless, while justifying Israeli bombings as necessary. Where is the balance? The final word. Justice cannot be selective today. We've witnessed more than a clash between two countries. We've witnessed the global community's failure to call out injustice when it is cloaked in Western interests. If peace is the goal, then justice must be the path. Iran's retaliation is not aggression. It's the assertion of its right to exist. And as the bombs fall and the narratives spin, one truth remains. Not every war starts with a bullet. Some start with a silence.